work overnight tonight. Yeah, so the video you'll see from the thumbnail was it was a little video I took last week, and yeah, I did a 3-night session last week, and just like typical Longside style and typical carp fishing style, to be honest. I had 5 bites and lost 2 of them, unfortunately. After waiting for what seemed like forever. I mean, I caught my first one back in February, and I lost one, I think it must have been March or April. It really did seem to be slow going for me over here. And yeah, I can only presume that the conditions sort of all aligned with this swim. Big southwesterly coming in, fairly mild but not hot in comparison to what we'd had the week before. So we thought that a lot of the fish had spawned, but it would transpire that one of the fish that I caught obviously hadn't spawned because it was spraying eggs all over the mat. So I think, like most lakes, they're probably going to go in 2 stages. A few fish have spawned because they've been caught since and they're down in weight, and obviously a few fish haven't spawned yet. But yeah, obviously true Longside style. You wait for ages, have nothing, and then come down here and you have 5 bites in 3 nights. Well, really it was 2 nights. So the first night I had 2 bites off of the same spot, within an hour of each other actually. Lost the second one, unfortunately, just a hook pull. And then the next night along, fully expected not to catch anything, because my track record on here is that, or at least last year, I seemed to get bites, and then even if I fished the same spot, same everything, the next night they just wouldn't be there. But obviously that changed, and I had 2 bites off the same spot and then a bite off of the other spot that I'd been fishing, which is a gravel bar. And after really assessing things, I worked out that I'd been fishing a little bit short, and essentially you've got this gravel bar that comes up a good foot, and is just tabletop clean, and then around it you've just got thick silt. So I was obviously fishing in the silt the first night, and then the second night really got on it and obviously had the bite, but unfortunately I lost the fish in the weed on that take. It's hard to know whether it was an original or not. I mean, out of all the fish that I did hook and landed and lost, that one was most likely to be an original, if at all. I mean, all the other fish that I caught were stockies, so there's a good chance it was a stocky, but you never know. I've spoken to a couple of people, and it only jogged my memory the next day that when I'd had that take off of that gravel bar spot, I fish it quite tight clutched, to the point where you really would have to, you'd have to be giving it some to actually take some line. And I remember when I had the bite, it was just absolutely melting off. And all the other originals that I've caught and lost from this lake have just done exactly that. Now, the only thing that's making me think it wasn't an original is because all the stockies that I did catch were just going mental, to be perfectly honest with you. They were playing harder than I've ever known them to play in here. And yeah, obviously they're fighting fit and they're quite happy and they're on the munch. So far there's definitely been a lot more fish out this year than last year. I think that's largely got to do with the angling pressure, albeit I'm here by myself again tonight. There are still nights where there are just you're on your own. There's definitely been a lot more anglers, a lot more people regularly putting time in, and a lot more people putting bait in, which is exactly what you want. And obviously subsequently more fish have been coming out. So yeah, it's good to see. I know one of the lads had been catching a couple, I think yesterday, so it sort of prompted me to get down here tonight Weather's still good. I mean, the wind's still good. I'm on the end of a southwesterly. I'm in some shallower water. I'm back on the same spots as what I caught last week, so they've had a little rest. I gave them a little bit of bait when I left on Thursday last week, so hopefully they've cleared all of that up. And I've seen one fish show since I've been here. I mean, I've probably only been here about an hour or two, and yeah, I saw one fish show, nowhere near even my spots, but again, it's in this area, so there's a good chance I'll have a bite, or at least I'd like to think so. But yeah, still waiting for an elusive original this year. Still waiting for the elusive big common to come out. But so far things have gone on in leaps and bounds with the lake, to be perfectly honest with you. It's looking really nice. John and I have been doing a lot of work down here, getting things ready, and just getting things sorted. So last week we went out and bought a load more fence panels, a load more fence posts, so obviously that'll improve the security around the lake. And yeah, I'm hoping potentially this year, more likely next year, we'll see what the budget allows, to put a small little jetty in this swim, just to make it ever so slightly easier to cast. Yeah, just makes it that much easier, gets you out to the end of the reeds, and obviously it helps that if you do hook a fish and it wants to kite left or right, you've got that ability to get out there and get a better angle on it. But yeah, I suppose it's just a bit of a quick update. I haven't filmed a video in ages, it seems like, which is my bad. A lot of the sessions I've been doing have been quick work overnighters, but I thought that I ought to do an update, and yeah, fingers crossed something happens tonight. Obviously if anything decent does happen, then I'll stick it in the video, so I might be talking ahead of myself here, but yeah, fingers crossed, you never know.